Tonight, we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Herbert going to go to the air right away. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Amani Hooker. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap big, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. This defense for the Steelers, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. They run it again with Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd down, Williams. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set them up 1st and goal. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily soccer.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Javonte Williams. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that makes the score 7-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over. A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Herbert. To the right side, it's Kelsey. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. The Steelers sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Right about 20 yards on the pickup. And officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. They're going to have to do something with him. He was so sensational last week, over 200 yards. AFC Offensive Player of the Week, what do? You hold him?
That's a good start as long as you can get away with it. Otherwise, just giving up penalties and free plays for the offense. But I think you've got to do a combination of things. Chip it his timing at the line of scrimmage, have extra people in the territory for him. You've got to do everything and change it up from snap to snap.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Herbert. Room here to run. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That's the first catch of the game for Goodwin. It's a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. A solid stiff arm. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
It's a jet sweep. Here comes Claypool with it. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's a bit of a dangerous part of the field for him to break into their bag of tricks, but for a minute there, I thought it was going to set up perfectly for him. Instead, they don't get into the end zone, but they do pick up positive yardage.
Robinson will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. Kelsey out in the slot right. On 4th down, Herbert got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Zerline connects on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. The Browns' drive about to get started. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Diggs in motion left. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Call it a gain of 7, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 7-7, our score after 1. Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he edges forward but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route. And he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Real light, 22. Omaha, remove. Wait. Give me radar.
Gainwell is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Stafford. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Catch made. It's Moreau. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. It looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, 5-0. 32.
Again, it's Williams. And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Stafford. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, those have been a problem for them all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season.
And I think the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was in for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Tackle made by Foley Fadukasi, the former UConn Husky. Play action. Stafford. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. He's got a man. Complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
22.
Stafford now to throw. Touchdown! Stephon Diggs from 6 yards away. And the Browns will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Man open is Robinson. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Going up top. And that is incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
The final shot before the break. Stafford going deep for Diggs. And this one is incomplete. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford, screen play set up for Williams. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Steelers. So that is not the way you want to begin the half when you're only up by 1 score. A turnover right away.
And my guess that in the locker room, that's what the defensive coordinator on the other side was saying. We've got to find a way to get the football back for our offense. And they were able to do it.
And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down. On 1st down, it's Herbert. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They snap it to Herbert. He's got it. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. The Browns drive about to get started. Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. Diggs crossing the field and bringing it in. On second down, Gainwell looking for space. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Back to throw, Stafford. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he'll find the row here. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now it's Herbert. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
The Browns drive about to get started. Well, these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, Justin Herbert trying to lay one up deep. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And in for the Steelers touchdown. Travis Kelce with career touchdown number 70. And the Steelers have taken a 4th quarter lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
Zerline good with a PAT, and it's now 17-14. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. From the gun, here's a run by Gainwell. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Herbert takes it and just pops it forward. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Robinson gets the toss on the right side. And some room to run now. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. There he goes, right side. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on it's not just good enough to pick it off anymore. Bring it back, get the yardage, and really help out your offense.
Williams. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down.
That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
50-50.
After the run, now Stafford going to throw. And that one off the mark, a little late with a throw.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game.
Here we go.
Here we go with Williams. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Javonte Williams, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Browns have regained the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. To throw again on second down. Herbert, throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 29-yard line.
Let's go.
Throwing, Herbert. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes a correct read there, passing on challenging the blanket coverage and getting the first down with his legs instead.
Herbert to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Now Herbert. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth. Wow. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this one away.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Browns drive about to get started. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. St. Brown on the catch. And they'll get him down after a gain of 7, but they'll happily give him that. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And this is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now 3rd down as the clock runs. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. And Pittsburgh with 6 defensive backs in the game here on 3rd down. Stafford. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Herbert to a knee, and that should just about write it into this one. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for Pittsburgh, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year.